Body parts. Human beings look different from each other, but their body is made up of the same parts. Each part has a special job and all the parts work together to keep the body healthy. At the top is head with hair on it. The head is fixed on a neck. Below the neck, a torso, which is the middle part of the human body, joins the two arms and two legs. These parts of body perform different functions. Hair keeps the head warm in winter and also protects it from the extreme heat of the summer sun. The neck is below the head. It helps to move the head left, right, below, up, side to side. Human neck, arms and legs are attached to the torso. It is the largest part of the body. It can twist, turn and bend in the middle. Human beings can jump, run and walk with their legs. The legs help the humans to stand upright. The arms can bend and stretch and are used for holding things. The feet are at the bottom of the legs and are flat and help humans to stand and walk upright. Cells. There are billions of cells in our body. The cells are tiny living parts. Before birth, we all begin as one cell inside our mother's body. Our bones, muscles, nerves, blood, skin, and all other body tissues are formed from different types of cells. There are over 200 different types of cells. Some are too small to be seen with the naked eye. Most of our cells are in the blood and the brain. Each cell performs a special function. These cells work with other cells to perform a number of tasks. The basic structure of most of the cells is the same. Each cell has an outer layer which is called the cell membrane. This cell membrane is filled with a fluid material called cytoplasm. The cell's center consists of a nucleus. Inside, the nucleus contains DNA, the chemical containing the body's genes. Skin is the body's largest organ. It covers the whole body. It protects our internal organs from infection and injury. When the skin is exposed to sunlight, it goes red. If the skin is burnt or cut, it starts bleeding. Our skin also changes colors during different expressions. If we are frightened, the skin becomes white. If we are embarrassed, it becomes red. Dead cells are shed from the skin's surface and are replaced by the new cells. The skin pigment melanin protects the skin from sunlight. Melanin also affects the skin color. Black skin has more melanin than white skin. Freckles are the sign of melanin on our skin. Our skin has minute openings on it through which the hair grows. Hair grows on every part of the skin apart from the palms of the hands and soles of the feet. The outer layer of the skin is also called the epidermis. Sweat glands help cool the skin and are found in the epidermis. The sebaceous glands are contained in the epidermis. These glands produce oil that keep our skin supple. Hypodermis is the layer that is found under the epidermis. This is rich in fat and blood vessels. Hair. We have hair all over our body, except for our palms and the soles of our feet. The hair on our head are the thickest. Hair is made up of keratin. A keratin is tough and horny protein. Hair shafts grow from hair follicles that are situated on the skin's outer layer, which is called epidermis. The part of hair that is under the skin is called a root. They may be in different colors. Hair can be straight, wavy, or curly. When it is cold, a little muscle pulls the hair upright. Some hair are too thin to be seen. Nails are part of our toes and fingertips. They are made from hard keratin. Nails grow above the fingertips and the toes in forms of dead cells. Their cutting does not cause bleeding or pain. Teeth help people speak clearly. They also give shape to the face. But the most important function of the teeth is the chewing of food. When a baby is 6 months old, 20 primary teeth begin to erupt. These are called the milk teeth or deciduous teeth. Children lose their milk teeth and grow another at the age of about 6 years, which are replaced by permanent teeth. Most of the adults have a set of 32 teeth by the age of 20. Teeth are of different shapes and do different things. Teeth are fixed into our jaws. A tooth has an outside hard layer of enamel. This covers the dentine. Although the tooth enamel is said to be the hardest substance of the body, it tends to be eroded and destroyed by the acid produced in the mouth during the breakdown of food. We need to brush our teeth daily so that they may not rot or decay. Muscle. Muscle mass of our body provides us power for producing body movements as diverse as walking, threading a needle, and an array of facial expressions. Muscles also help in forcing food through the intestine and pumping blood through the blood vessels. Muscles differ in their sizes and shapes according to the jobs they do. They can be circular or flat or fan-shaped. There are 3 main types of muscles: skeletal muscles, smooth muscle, and specialized muscles. Some muscles can be controlled by us consciously. They are called voluntary muscles. Those muscles that are not under voluntary control are called smooth muscles. Muscles are made up of muscle fibers arranged in bundles of varying thickness within a fibrous outer covering. Bones and joints. There are more than 200 bones in our body. Altogether, they form the body's hard skeleton framework. As we grow up, the bones grow longer and thicker. Bones are composed mainly of calcium, phosphorus, and a fibrous substance known as collagen. Bones give a definite shape to the body and support the body. Each bone is made up of a hard exterior surrounding but a spongy, lighter interior. The soft organs are also protected under the hard shield of bones. Bones are very strong, but they can break. Long bones are hollow and the cavity contains marrow. This is a soft pulpy tissue from which red and white blood cells are produced. Some bones fit together, others slide over each other. Heart. Heart is a hollow muscular organ in the middle of the chest. It pumps blood around the body each time it beats slowly. Its weight is approximately 300 grams. When the human body is at rest, heart beats between 60 to 80 times a minute. while during exercise or at the time of stress or excitement, the rate may increase to 200 beats a minute. One side of the heart receives blood from the body and sends it to the lungs to collect oxygen. Each side is further divided into two chambers, an upper atrium and a lower ventricle. When the heart muscle contracts, it squeezes blood. Deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium while the left atrium receives oxygenated blood. Respiratory system. We have a blood transport system in our body. It supplies the oxygen needed by the body cells and carries off their carbon dioxide waste. Lungs work very hard. Every day we take about 23,000 breaths. Lungs are connected to a windpipe called trachea. Each lung comprises many branching tubes called bronchioles. The air inhaled by us passes via the trachea into the lungs. Blood in the lungs collects oxygen and takes it around the body. This air is warmed to body temperature and saturated with water vapor. When we breathe out, our lungs push used air through our nose or mouth. Sometimes we inhale foreign particles with air that are trapped and expelled by coughing. The mechanical work required to ventilate the lungs is done by respiratory muscles. The larynx is a part of the respiratory tract. It is the organ of phonation. Its function is to raise airway pressure during sneezing and coughing. Blood circulation. There is a continuous flow of blood around the body. This blood circulatory system consists of the heart and blood vessels, which are thin tubes called veins and arteries. Heart pumps the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to all parts of the body through arteries. Blood returns to the heart through veins made up of small vessels called venules. Blood consists of mainly red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and liquid plasma. In the fetal circulation, the lungs are inactive. A flap valve allows mixing of the blood in the left ventricular chamber, but this valve closes soon after the first breath is taken. Nervous system. The nervous system consists of nerves that take messages from our senses to the brain. It is the communication and control network of the human body. Nerves are made up of long, thin cells called neurons. Nerves carry information from the skin, eyes, ears, and mouth, telling the brain what is going on outside the body. Instructions from the brain are sent to the muscle cells at the right time to the right place regarding every movement we take. Our spinal cord is connected directly to our brain. From the spinal cord, nerves radiate out, reaching every part of the body. Each nerve has thousands of individual nerve cells which carry electrical signals to and from the spinal cord and brain. Touching. Our skin is a protective layer between the body and its external environment. It works as a sensor to monitor changes in exterior physical conditions. Different kinds of situations such as heat, cold, pain, and pressure provoke it and in turn commands an action to different parts of the body. For example, When we happen to hold a flower with a thorn and detect pain, messages from the arm are sent to the spine. A spine sends this message to the brain, and brain commands the hand muscles to throw the flower. All this happens in less than 1 second. Thus, these nerve cells prevent our body from damage or injury. Our skin feels the pressure and pain, so we feel our finger when a finger is cut by a knife. An eye works like a camera that takes pictures of the world around us. Without them, it would become very difficult for us to do even a small task. When we look at an object, light rays enter the eye through the pupil. A colored part in our eye, called iris, controls the amount of light entering into our eyes. When the light falls on a curved, transparent lens of the eye, it bends the light so that a clear picture is formed at the back of the eye, called the retina. As our vision changes, our brain makes a series of pictures hundreds of times a second. The nerves in the brain make sense of these pictures, like changes in color, finding edges, recognizing shades and recognizing shapes of the objects. There are 3 types of color-sensitive cells in our eyes that recognize red, blue, and green. All other colors are formed with a combination of these colors. Ear. Any sound, bird songs, someone playing a drum, or the noise of a jet plane is simply a vibration which travels along the airwaves. These sound vibrations reach an eardrum. The eardrum is attached to a bone called hammer. The hammer passes the sound on to 2 more bones called anvil and stirrup. These 2 bones have got their name because of their shape. These 2 bones transmit the sound vibrations to an inner ear, where these sounds are converted into electrical signals that our brain can interpret. We can differentiate between high and low volume and pitch. Our ears not only allow us to hear, but they also help us to keep our balance. We can also detect the direction of the sound. One of the outer parts of the ear, called pinna, is used to find out the direction of the sound. Smell and taste. Man has a less developed sense of smell than many other animals. Even so, a human nose can distinguish around 4,000 different substances. We use our nose to breathe and to smell. We can differentiate a good and a bad odor. Smell floats in the air. We smell things when we take in air through our noses. The sensory cells in the nose detect the smell and send messages to the brain. But the exact details of a smell mechanism are still uncertain. Our sense of smell also helps us in the sense of taste. So, our senses of smell and taste are very closely linked. Our tongue receptors can differentiate only 4 types of taste qualities: sweet, sour, salt, and bitter. There are thousands of taste buds all over the tongue. These survive only for a matter of days and undergo rapid and continuous replacement. Each taste bud consists of sensory cells that are connected to the midbrain through taste fibers. The sensors send messages to the brain about what we are eating. The front of the tongue tastes sweet things. The sides of the tongue taste salty and sour things. The back of the tongue tastes bitter things. The tongue can also feel heat, cold, and pain. Most of the things that we may think we are tasting we are actually smelling. Digestive system. We need food to keep us alive. But what happens to the food inside our body? The process. From the moment the food enters our mouth until it crosses into the bloodstream is called digestion. Digestion usually takes up 18 hours. There are about 8 meters of tubes and chambers inside our body that process the food eaten by us. Digestive system consists of certain organs which help in chewing, swallowing, breakdown and absorption of food, as well as the expulsion from the body of what is left after these processes. In the mouth, teeth and tongue help in breaking up the food. Then this alimentary bolus is transferred to the stomach after we swallow it. Urogenital system. The urogenital system is mainly related to two types of functions. One is related to the kidneys that maintain the volume and composition of body fluids within narrow limits. Second is related to the sex organs that facilitates reproduction. Kidneys help in maintaining body's internal environment in physiological state. A healthy kidney performs regulation of water in the body, maintains normal acid-base equilibrium, eliminates metabolic waste products, and also maintains the retention of vital substances. This is why kidney receives the 1/4 of the cardiac output, which is about 1.3 liters per minute. Eventually, only about 1% of the original volume is passed down the ureter to the bladder reservoir for discharge. The male and female reproductive glands are testis and ovary. Testis helps in the process of spermatogenesis. In the female, the ova is discharged into the peritoneal cavity from ripened follicles. Pregnancy. A baby grows inside the womb of a mother. When a sperm enters an egg, it creates the first cell of the body. After 1 month, that one cell grows not bigger than the size of a pea. After 6 months, the baby becomes about 6 centimeters long. After 4 months, the baby can move about. After 6 months, the baby gets the power of hearing. He can hear sounds. The baby's head is usually pointing downwards. At 7 months, it opens its eyes and kicks strongly. At 8 months, it can taste things also. At the 9th month, the baby is ready to be born. Throughout this long period, the baby gets all the food and oxygen it needs from the mother's body. This happens through a tube called the umbilical cord. After 9 months, the baby is ready to be born. A doctor or midwife helps the baby to come out. When the baby comes out of the birth canal from the womb, it does not need the umbilical cord because it can get food and air from outside. So, the cord is cut off and it becomes the navel. Energy. We need energy to do our daily works. We get this energy from the food that we eat. When we eat, teeth help the breaking up of the food into pieces. And then, in our digestive system, the pulp passes through the stomach and intestines. The useful digested food passes through the intestine into the blood, to the liver, and the waste products are pushed out of the body. That useful digestive food is converted into energy that helps us in working. People of different countries eat different food, but all kinds of food help in giving energy to the body that it needs to live. Balanced diet plays a very important role in giving an appropriate amount of energy to the body. A balanced diet is that which includes a sufficient amount of all necessary nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, water, fats, etc.